guys, so for today's video I'm going to be testing out the Stacey Marie and BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival Palette 2, the XL Pro. It's got some amazing colours in it. I went for quite a mix today. I went for sort of like a sunset kind of vibe. Yeah, so colours really fun to play with, and it's not something I'd normally go for. So I thought, while I've got this, it'd be something fun to do for a video, test it out, and hopefully you will like it. Also, thank you for all the love on my first video. If you keep sort of sharing and keep watching, I'll be doing a video every week, hopefully, during lockdown. So yeah, if you subscribe to my channel and just keep liking and sharing, it makes all the difference. Thank you. So, Carnival palette. The first colour I'm going to go for is called Keen, and it's the orange colour. And then just in with a small fluffy eye brush. And I'm going to start by placing that into my crease and just blending it with little windscreen wiper motions all the way across. As you can see as well, I've already prepped my brows and popped the Plouise blank canvas base all over my lids. I'm planning on doing another video on brows, so that's why I thought I wouldn't show you again today. I like to use the Plouise base, the blank canvas, because I find that it makes the colour pay off really nice and strong. Into a slightly smaller brush now. And I'm going to go into the yellow, which is called Lit. And I'm going to use this to blend out my outer line. So I'm going half on the shadow and half on the base. So this is called the 50-50. This is good if you want them to sort of fade into each other and get that nice gradient. With colour, it's all about blending. As you'll see, I kind of go in a few times and just blend over until I'm happy with my gradient. You can also see that the pigmentation and colour payoff of this palette is insane already. Just going into a fluffy brush now, just a clean one, just over the top of both colours now to blend them together and get that nice fade. Into another small brush, and I'm going to go into this pink here, which is called Funki. And I'm just adding this to the outer corner and slightly into the crease. So this is just giving a little bit more definition again. I changed my scenery today as well. I thought I'd do it in the window, just because the natural light was coming through with the sun and it looked really nice. And that gave me a sort of sunset idea. Into my blank canvas again, and I'm going to use this for the cut crease. I'm going with my Plouise concealer brush. I'm going to get a nice amount of product, and then I start by pressing it along my crease line. Making sure you've got enough product on the brush will help to make sure that your line is really nice and sharp. So I follow my crease line all the way round. I do go a little bit further than I normally would. Normally I would only go about 3/4 of the way, but I went pretty much the whole way across my eyelid this time, just because I'm going to add 2 colours onto the lid. And then just tapping that in to set it slightly. And then just blending it over the top. Back into my smaller brush and into that pink colour again. Along the outer corner of my eye. And just blending it up into that orange slightly. I then gave my concealer brush a wipe off, as I'm going to use this one to apply my shimmer shade. I decided to go in with this one here, which is called Peppermint. The pigmentation of this shimmer was absolutely incredible, and they're super creamy, so they go onto the skin really nicely. I like to use my concealer brush to apply to a cut crease, because I find that you can really get in the same line and just make it nice and perfect. I bring this colour about 3/4 of the way across and then blend it into the outer corner colour, just by sort of tapping and blending. And then just blending those edge colours. I decided to add a little bit of this purple here, which is called Wasted, just to try and deepen up the outer corner a little bit more. So I just popped a little bit of that on and then go back in with my blending brush, just to soften it all out a little bit. Then I'm just going to wipe away any excess from underneath and sharpen off that edge. I apologise if you hear any sort of ducks or chickens. There is animals outside of my window currently, which is really helpful. I'm now going in with my liner brush and I'm just going to do a little bit of a smoky liner again, just to hide the lash line. And then just over the top, just to blend those colours over the top slightly, so it's not so harsh. Lashes, these are a set by pound lashes. You can find them online or on Instagram. I did manage to apply my lashes on camera this time, which was really cool. You'll probably notice a slight change in lighting as well. It got dark super fast, so I had to bring my ring light in as backup. So I'm just using my lash applicator tool and some tweezers just to try and get those lashes on. One side went on a lot better than the other side did. Putting lashes on can be really fiddly. As you can see, it takes a little bit of time, but if you persist with it, you'll get better and better. Sometimes I'll use my fingers as well, if it's not playing ball. Onto skin. So in with my NIVEA Soft Moisturiser again on my flat foundation brush, just to prep the skin. I've been really into my skincare at the minute, especially with being at home, just because I feel like I can get really on top of it. So my skin is a lot clearer than it normally is. For foundation, I thought I'd change it up today. Went in with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation in the shade Cheesecake. Again, this shade, it wasn't colour matched, but I knew that it was my colour as I'd tested it out before. It's quite difficult with the Huda Beauty ones because you have to get them online, so you kind of have to guess your colour. But obviously, like I said, I was lucky enough to be able to try this one out first, so I knew it matched my skin. If you're someone that likes a super full coverage, heavy sort of matte foundation, this is definitely the one for you. You'll be able to see how full coverage it is. It also smells incredible. So I'm just tapping that in with my sponge again, sprayed before as well, just to make it a little bit easier to move. Where it is quite full coverage, it does dry down quite quickly. So I find the setting spray just helps you to be able to move it around a little bit better. Just making sure I blend down my neck and everything too. And then I just go in with my foundation brush along where we sharpened off those edges, just to keep them nice and sharp. And then making sure to go all around the brows and up to the hairline. Just making sure everything's all nice and blended. For concealer, I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible again in the shade Ivory. Again, nice, super full coverage concealer. Couldn't get that one out. And then just tapping it in again, under my eyes and on the high points. For setting, I'm going with the RCMA No Colour Powder. This is a translucent powder. I'd always go for a translucent just because it doesn't add any colour to the skin, just sets it in. Another point with the Huda Beauty foundation is I don't really use too much setting powder with this one because, like I said, it is quite matte anyway. I just kind of set the places that I feel like I need to, or just to take any sort of shiny oiliness away. For bronzer, in with my Avon bronzing pearls. I wanted to go for more of a sort of sun-kissed skin, just because we've gone quite heavy on the eyes and I didn't want to go too heavy everywhere else. Like I said at the beginning, it's not something I'd normally go for, so I didn't want to go too crazy with everything. Thought I'd stick to what I know with my skin. Just applying that bronzer all around those areas, contouring. Just giving that nice bronzed finish, nothing too heavy. With blush today, I thought I'd try something a little bit different. So I went back into the palette and I used that Funki shade, the pink, and I just thought I'd try that as my blush, just to bring a bit of that brightness onto my skin. And I was actually really pleased with how well it blended onto the skin. I didn't think it looked too bad as a blusher. Just gives that nice sort of rosy finish. And then I just went over with my Milani Baked blush, just to add that bit of shimmer again. As much as I like a matte skin, I do like to have a bit of a shimmery finish. Then just over the top with my bronzer brush again, just to blend those all together. I'm now going to go in and do my bottom lash line. This green here is called Ecstasy. This is basically the reason I bought this palette. Lime green is my vibe. And it's so pigmented. This was literally like 2 dips in the pan and it was on my eye. Sometimes with lighter colours it takes quite a lot of building, but as you can see this literally looks so good. I was kind of just winging it with this whole look. I went in with a little bit of the darker one as well, which is called the Hype, just to go really close to my lash line, to deepen it up ever so slightly. Yeah, I just wanted to use quite a lot of different colours really, so I just threw it all together. And then just putting some mascara on my lash line with the Lash Sensational by Maybelline. I like doing a bottom lash line slightly different colour, especially with colourful looks like this, just because I think it really brings it all together and just gives you that pop. Spraying before I do my highlighter. And then into the Doll Beauty Doll Light Duo. Shine Bright Like a Diamond. Small fluffy brush and just mixing the two together. Once I started applying this to my face, I looked down at my palette and actually realised that there are highlighters in the StaceyMarie palette. So I will use them again in another video. This highlighter is super nice and popping. Into a little pencil brush, and I just went into the lighter highlighter just for my inner corner, just because I wanted a nice light pop on that inner corner. And then just over with my powder brush, just to soften those all in and make it all blend. Brush through the brows to get out any excess powder. For my lip combo, I just went for the same one as I did in the first video, so that Barry M lip liner, and then over the top with the Fame lipstick in shade 24. Just because I didn't want to go for anything too different, I just thought a nice basic nude would just go well with this look and not take anything away from the eyes. Like I said last time, you only need a little bit of this lipstick because it goes a long way. Just blending that all in, and then I thought I'd go in for a little gloss as well. So this is the Avon Mark, and it's a plumping lip gloss. It's got a slight shimmer to it as well. This is my favourite gloss to use. It adds to the sort of plumping of the lips, which is great, and it's just nice and clear and shimmery. You can see it gives that nice glow. One more spray and then that's the finished look. This was really fun to do and I really hope you like it. If you want to see more colourful looks, definitely let me know. And like, subscribe and share the video. Thank you for watching.